Yes, this is the post game reaction. I've been trying to gather my emotions for the past couple hours after the game. Too much excitement, too much happiness. They worry me this weekend because there is no better definition for a perfect weekend than this one. On Saturday, we watched games that gave us joy because our opposition lost points. Man City dropped points. Liverpool, they dropped points. And now we're ahead with 6 points on top of the table. But that's not even the crux of my joy. The joy today for me is the fact that everything is working out. It is all working out for a fact. Eze scored a hat trick, his first career hat trick. The last time someone scored a hat trick against Tottenham in the North London debut was 1978, thereabout, a long, long time ago. So Eze has written his name in the history books of the Arsenal. When we all sing that song of "it'll all work out," it is all working out, it seems like it's just some cringe or cliche stuff. But can you actually see how it is all working out? The fact that he turns up first against Crystal Palace, scores the only goal that gives us 3 points, and now his next time to turn up with goals is against a team that actually wanted to sign him, but we came and swooped him up. He scored a hat trick against them. And before that game, when Thomas Frank was being interviewed, they asked him about Eze, and he jokingly actually said, "Who is that? Who is Eze?" And Eze responded with 3 goals. Boy. And to cap it all off, for me, what excites me about the game altogether is the performance. Like, if there was any word I would use to describe our performance, I would say it's dominance. We showed it from the first minute to the end of that game. It was amazing how the boys showed up. Between you and I, Arsenal fans, let's tell ourselves the truth. We have to win the league. We ought to win the league. Yes, look me in the eye. We ought to win the league. This team is too good to go without a major trophy. I mean, Gabriel is out. Hincapi steps in. Did you see that performance? He did not put a foot wrong. He was immense. Aerially, he was winning everything. He was reading the game, his pace. Everybody was doing a great job defensively, pressing. Whenever we lose the ball, we are on them to get the ball back. We gave them nothing. The one goal that they got was from a freaky moment where Zubimendi was pressed and the ball was taken off him. Then Richarlison actually put in a crazy, crazy shot into the goal. David Raya was off his line. At that point in time, I was putting all the blame on him. I still am putting the blame on him to a certain extent because I believe he should have been reading the game to see that Zubimendi was going to be pressed. And if anything went wrong, there is no line of defense to stop it. He has to be somewhere closer to his line. That's just one thing I would say was the sour part of the game. And it was just a moment, but no grief, man. No grief because that was a vital part of the game to get us to lock back in because it felt like we could have been slipping a bit into some overconfidence for a moment. But that one goal gave us the caution to step back in, and Eze came back with a hat trick. The fourth goal was his third goal, and that's how we backed this game. And I know that coming into other games, the next game against Chelsea, it's going to be something for everyone to watch because Chelsea definitely are a formidable side. But you see what the Arsenal are playing? Can you smell what Arsenal is cooking? It's going to be a terrific watch next weekend. But in the meantime, we have Bayern Munich in between. For me, that's not a high stake game. It's just a game to basically express where we are as far as the quality of our side is concerned, the dominance. And if you ask me, I think we can do a job on them. They're coming to the Emirates. The Emirates, that brings me to the conversation of what happened on the Tifo. The Tifo was a redemption from last season's Tifo, right? It was just abysmal last season. But this season, big ups to the guys that actually set it up properly, and it was amazing. The stadium was a cauldron. I could hear it from where I was watching the game all the way here in Toronto. And I'm so happy that we have that temperature now at the Emirates. It's just so beautiful to watch. For player ratings, if I'm going to start with David Raya, obviously you know that I'm going to give David Raya a 6. I'm not going to give him higher than a 6 because of what happened. The goal he considered, he didn't have much to do. He really didn't have much to do. And just that one moment where we needed him to have read the game, he fell short. But not to take anything away from the performance altogether, aside from that error, he does what he does normally. So I'll say a six. Now going to right back, during Timber. I would not get tired of talking about how good this guy is. I mean, he is the best right back in the league. Go and argue with yourself. You watch him, you see how he plays in this game. He was sometimes actually not even in the right back position. He was doing so much of a good job in the high press, getting into attacking positions. Like that's one part of his game I did not see before now. Like I was doubting the fact that he would be starting ahead of Ben White if Ben White is fully fit because Ben White offers us more attacking wise. But you see what Jurien Timber is doing for us attacking wise? So good. I'm going to give him 8. No, 9. Jeez. It's hard to give anybody 8 right now because in that defense, they were just so good. Saliba, standard. I'll give him an 8. Nkapie, phew, I'll give Nkapie a 9 for the fact that he's coming into a game, a high tension game, and he was so good. I'll give him a 9. Calafiori, I'll give Calafiori an 8. Everybody did great. So let's not even think that me giving someone an 8 or a 9 is basically telling a major difference. It's the fact of the impact they made on the game that is making that 1 point difference for the score. Now, if I get into the midfield, Declan Rice, 9 over 10. Quality. He was a contributor to the goals. The first one was Merino. Second one was Declan Rice, but he was involved. His goal involvement, his defensive quality, going forward, reading the game, interceptions, sublime. I'll give him a 9. Merino, he didn't score a goal, but he was immense. He worked his socks off. I'm counting him as a midfielder, but he played as a striker. But he was a very smart striker in the sense that he wasn't staying in the final third so much. He was falling so deep. I had a problem with it, to be honest. Like, why are you not in the position where we should find you at the front? But he was smart because Tottenham were playing with a back three. Back three has 3 centre backs. It was going to be a struggle for him to keep up with, but he was moving into those pockets, getting the ball, moving, letting the passes roll. Bruh, that pass to Trossard for the first goal, that was a Messi-like thing. That was an Ozil-like thing. And I'd have to give him a 9 as well, right? Zubimendi, because of that error, just because of that error, aside from that error, he had a fantastic game. And I'll give him a 7. If not for that error, I'll say it's also an 8 over 10. Now, moving to the attack. I'll start from the left. Trossard, 9 over 10 with the goal. He opened the game for us. That guy is just so clutch for the Arsenal. And I love what he brings to the team. The intelligence. He's not the fastest. He's a crafty guy, no doubt. He's not the biggest, but he delivers in front of goal. He gets into the right positions and he finishes his meal. So yes, I'll give him a 9 out of 10 as well. Eze, I don't know if he was a midfielder, if he was an attacker. I got to see him in positions that felt like he was even playing, up in the field as a striker because he was in the final third most of the time. I'll give Eze a 10 over 10. This is one of his best performance, if not his best performance for Arsenal so far. Yes, obviously his best performance. I'll give him a 10 over 10. Bukayo Saka, I'll give Bukayo Saka for the work and all that he did. I'll give him an 8 over 10. So much work he's done. Did I mention Calafiori? Yeah, I mentioned Calafiori already. Okay, so now we will look at the substitutions. Everyone that came on added to the solidity of the team. So I'm going to give everyone that came on a standard 7. That is Luis Kelly, Mosquera, Ethan. Our team is stacked, and I'm so happy that we are moving the way we are moving right now. It's still early on in the season, things can change, but with all the injuries we've experienced, I have to give a big shout to Noni as well. Noni is back from the injury. He played after a while. It was so good to see him play again, and I'm looking forward to not seeing him against Chelsea. But altogether, I'm so impressed with the guys. This is the beginning of a beautiful week. What a way to start the week, from Saturday, Sunday, and I have a colleague that's a Tottenham fan. Imagine the kind of banter that I'm going to give him this week. It's going to be sweet. Guys, like this video if you like it, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. It's just amazing to be an Arsenal fan right now. And I hope you have an amazing week as well. Cheers. Come on, the Arsenal.